then the conditional formatting. After that, we look at the presentation with the charts. So we can go straight away to the how to use these shortcut keys. How to use these shortcut keys. I know there are so many, but so we have the one which we normally know, the Control C, Control Z. But those Control Z, Control C, we cannot exhaust all of them, but there is a way with which we can master it. So let me share my Excel sheet. So this is my Excel sheet. So we have so many shortcut keys. These are the samples. Control C plus C. This is to copy. Control plus Z, that is to undo. Plus Z, that is to undo. We have Control find or F, that is to find. Control X, that is to cut. For example, if I want to cut this, just select this Control X, and then come here, Control B to paste. So that is the one of the shortcut keys. But find that shortcut keys, you will not be able to master all of them by just Control R, Control D. Like if I want to add all of these, I don't need to use the equals, the sum if, the sum function, because I know most of you, when adding this, you normally give the equals to sum, and then double click this, sum the total from here up to here, up to that, enter. So that's how you sum. But with the shortcut keys, you cannot go that long way. What you need to do is just you put your cursor there, and then key in Alt plus the equal sign in your keyboard. Alt plus equal sign. So you will get that automatic summation, and then you press enter. Once you press the enter, you can copy the formula across. So how do we copy the formula across? Use the arrow, page down, page up, right, left. So you can use for the left, Control, and then you click that page right. This one, so you select that, and then if I want to copy the formula across, I just key in Control R. Control R will copy my formula across. You can see it is very easy when using the shortcut keys. If you want to copy the formula downward, you use Control D. That is to copy downward. That is to copy downward. So those are one of the example when we use Control Alt. Now there's one way of mastering it now, which we use the we use this formula Alt plus H. That is H for home. Alt plus H for home. So once you click Alt plus H for home, the Excel will display all the formulas. The Excel will display all the formulas. So for example, Alt H, you can see up here, the Excel has displayed all the formulas. We have, if you want to border, you have 1, 2, 3. If you want to color H here, if you want percentage, you can put 0, 9, you can reduce 9. If you want tables, we have T. So Alt Alt H, the one to display all your shortcut keys. For example, I want to put this data, my border. So what do I need to do? You select this Alt H, and then borders B. B stand for borders, B for boy. So if you click B for boy, you get this list. And then all borders, A stand for all borders. So I click A. Then I've already added my borders, my table or my data. And again, look at this data. It is not the same in the margin or the width margin. You look at the invoice is not the same with the gross amount. The column width, they are not the same. They are not the same. So we discourage using cursor. No, you normally use the cursor here, spacing this one at least, but it will not be a uniform. So you can see if you use the cursor, it will be a lot of work. And assuming these are small data, assuming now you have a data from A to W here, will you be using this cursor to minimize and also to expand your data? No. So it is good to know how to use the shortcut key. So for example, I will select all these data and then I use these shortcut keys I've told you, Alt plus H. And then O is for formatting. So ukisha pass data, you don't need to look at uangalie do. You just know O is formatting, you click O, you get that list. What do I need to adjust? Column width. W stands for column width. Just click the W. How many width nataka? Maybe 18. So if you put 18, what will happen? You just write 18, click enter. So you can see. So now that is a uniform. So this is a uniform one. If you print this, let's print the selected one. Yes. So if you print this, you can see the height. The height is not good. The column itself is fine, but the height is not good. So what do? We use the same approach, Alt H, and then O for formatting. H stand for height. Let's see here. H stand for height. So H, press H. So the current H or the current height here is 15. So the current height we have here is 15. So you can increase this one maybe to 22, 29. I only use 22.9. Then press enter. So you can see that it now. Let's try to print this. Yes. So if you print at least now, it's something that is for. So that is how to use this Alt H. So you find that maybe you can see the amount here, we don't have the decimals. The amounts here, we don't have the decimal. And then you want to add the decimals. So you press that Alt H again. And then for decimal, adding decimal and reducing decimal, we use 0 and 9. You can see here, we have 0, we have 9. So we can use 0 and 9. So if I press 0, what will happen? One decimal place. If I go back again, click Alt H, press 0. I'm adding decimal. So now we have 2 decimal place. And then if I want to reduce this decimal place, just click Alt H and then press 9. So you are reducing the decimal, Alt H, 9, using the decimal. So that is, so you can see with the Alt H, able to master all the shortcut keys which we have. If I want to color, Alt H, color is for H. But see here, H stand for coloring here. So press H, you will see all the colors you want here. Be that one. so we don't need to color this. So Control Z to undo. And then up here, if you want to border, you can use the Control B or that is the direct one, or you can use Alt H. You'll be able to see one stand for borders. So that's how to use the shortcut keys. So that's how to use the shortcut keys. So there are so many shortcut keys which we need to understand, especially when it comes to advanced Excel, because we will need them. So a good example is Control G. How do we normally use, or we use Control G to do what? Have you ever applied this?
No, Control G.
Yes, Control G.
No, I don't remember using that.
Okay, so Control G, for example, if I remove all of this, let me backspace that. Backspace at the end. So Control G is used to find the empty spaces. So not even the empty spaces. We have the special case. So if you want to find for so many special case, we use the Control G. So I will press, you select all of this and then press Control G. Control G, you get this special table. Get this special table. So under this special table, you go to the special here. You go to the special, you'll be able to find maybe the comments, what we insert, to see the constraint, the comment, the blank region, and also objective. So for example, you want to look at the blank region. So you click OK, then you can see this is the blank region. So they will be able to identify for you the blank region. So maybe we have a lot of data here from 1 or from N1 to 200 or the 300. Remember, these are just small data, but now I know when it comes to the finance department, we normally have a lot of data. We normally have a lot of data. So if you want to, because you cannot sum the data like this because it will not sum. If you try to sum this, let's try to get the sum of this. Maybe here, alt equal sign. You can see if you use alt equal sign, they will only sum up to where there is an empty row. So your integrity of the summation will not be correct. So we use the Control G now to delete the empty columns which we have here and empty rows. So I will select all of this, Control G, then go to the special blank. From there, we use another shortcut keys, which is Control 1. So we have another one, Control 1, Control negative or control negative. If you click Control 1, it will give you also again for the specials. But if you click Control negative, you get this. So if you click Control negative, you get this. Now, we want to delete the entire row. So I will come here, say delete the entire row. Delete the entire row. I will click that entire row and you can see already deleted that empty columns. The same is with the rows. So you find that example is if you extract the data from the system, you find that this data will not be of the same they will not be all the columns will not be filled. So you find that there's empty columns here, there's empty, yeah, a lot of empty columns. So you have to rearrange this data by deleting all of them. So what do? You select this, the heading peke yake. So let's click Control G, then go to the that blanks. So they will select for you the blanks column. Then click control negative to get that. Use the arrow page down in your keyboard up to the column. Then click OK. Utakuwa na delete that. So you can see now the benefit of control G. We have the control one. Mention this. We have the control one. So if I put my cursor here, press control one. You can see control one can be able to get for your format. So control one, you click control one, you will be able to get this for formatting. You can use all this formatting instead of going to this one. This arrow is for formatting. You click, you will get the same. If you click that, you will get the same feature. You get the same feature. So these are the major ones. So the control G, make sure that you understand to use the control G. That we have another one. Also F4. How do we normally, what is the function of F4? F4. Yes.
I only know control F4. Is it?
That's control F4. It is just control, just F4 peke yake.
F4 peke yake. I don't know. Let's use them.
So this F4 we use to lock, for example, so assuming you want to get this VAT, don't put the formula inside. Maybe you have a formula outside here that is 16%. 16%. You have your formula here 16%, and I want to get my VAT by referring to this 16%. So I will put equals this times multiplication times this, then hit the enter button. Don't need to multiply that. 16% is times the net amount. This time is 16% is that. So we get 15.20. Now, if you want to automate all this, you don't need to repeat yourself summing, putting the formula again here. Once you have done one, the Excel can reference what you have done. So what do? You let your cursor here at the corner, box corner. So what do you do? Double click that. They will copy paste your formula downward. So what are we getting is empty. Why are we getting an empty VAT here? Because our formula, if I put the cursor here, our formula here is referring to an empty. It's referring to an empty cell. It's referring to an empty cells. And yet we need to refer to 16%. So now that when we now think of this F4, so we will introduce the F4, which we will come to the formula here, which one do we need to be stationed? That is S295, this one. So you want this S295 to be stationed. So you will press that F4. You press that F4, you can see the dollar signs. So you have to make sure if you see the $2 sign at the beginning and also at the middle, so that is it a station. So it will not move either up, down, or left, right? So they will just station there. Then you click enter. Now, if you double click your formula here, you can see you can get your values now. Because each time the formula is here, it is referring to this 16%. That 16%. So that is how to use this F4. So we'll be using it in the modeling. Sometimes you can need to copy the formula across, you need to copy the formula downward. So you need to know when we put the formula or the dollar, when you put a dollar sign or when a dollar sign starts, it mean ukianza na dollar sign. So tuseme umeanza na dollar sign, for example here, we start with the dollar sign. Press again F4. You can see the dollar sign is starting here. Top there are the formula. So if the dollar sign is starting here, it means if you copy your formula across, whatever it is in the column will not move. Whatever it is in the column side will not move. But whatever it is in the row will keep on changing. So that is in fact, that is another, we have even moved in we are seeing the what is called the relative, the reference. That is the reference. We are doing the reference. So for example, this data, put another values here. Assuming we have 50 here, we have 60 here, that you want to multiply this 16% by this value. You want to multiply by this, multiply by 60. So we will start by taking here, we'll say equals this times 50, enter. So if you copy the formula, we said the shortcut keys of copy the formula is Control R. If I click Control R, I will copy across, but if I refer this formula, you can see here, it is multiplying by 76,000, which we don't want to multiply by 76,000. We want to multiply by 1520. So then that when you now start fixing this one, you come here, then make sure the dollar sign starts so that you fix the Q95. VAT or the VAT amount equals stationed, but 50 it will shift from 50 to 60. So to press that F4, equal dollar in answer. So you can see we are starting with a dollar, press enter, and then to select this, Control R. So if you come here now, you will realize beginning before cost station, or not 295 before cost station, ni 296. Before cost station ni 294. Yeah, this one. So F4, dollar sign, to move the dollar sign here. Hit the enter, Control R. Yes, so this one is now working. You can see it's referring to 1560. 1560. So what about this one? If you want to drag it downward, you drag it downward, you can see we are getting a lot of figures here. We are getting a lot of figures because it is taking this times this, which we need 15, 20 times 50, 18, 8,800 times 50. So we will come here again, change this one, Q295. So the dollar sign should be in the middle. If the dollar sign should be in the middle, whatever it is in the row will be constant. So now press that F4 again so that it is in the middle. Yes, it is in the middle. Press enter. Then now double click here so you can see your formula now is referring to, you put here is referring to 8,850. So that is the use of F4. That is the use of F4. So we fixing the sales reference. Fixing the sales reference. So after that point, kuna mahali yashika vizuri.
Nashika mzuri. It's only that my F1, unless maybe when I open my Excel, F4 yangu ni ya kuongeza light ni ya kuongeza light.
uh, we have so many keyboards. The keyboards different. So
I don't, okay, mine I would need to press function plus F4.
are you seeing anywhere written FN in my keyboard?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying, is it mine? I need to combine Fn, that is the function. Fn plus F4 so that it work.
Yes, you normally combine the other one. See, these keyboards are different. If you press FN plus that F4, then you will get that $sign.
Yeah, exactly.
So let's look at now for conditional formatting. Let's get big data here. Big data. So as per that list of us, and then we need to understand the conditional formatting or the sales formatting and also the conditional formatting. They are all the same. So sometimes we normally, when we have something like this, we normally color. When you need to color certain product, maybe the empty box, you need to cover this product alone or to color. Whenever you have that product, you need to color, or whenever you have a negative or you have a duplicate, what do? We color so that we don't repeat ourselves. So that now when we introduce conditional formatting, conditional formatting. So conditional formatting is just formatting. It depends with which condition do you want. Sometimes people want to see how many data, or we don't want the repeated data, that you can use the conditional formatting to do what? To color. For example, I want to color the repeated data in the VAT. So I will select that, go to the home, and then conditional formatting. From there, you can choose the highlight the sales rule, come to duplicate values. You come to the duplicate values, it will ask you which color do you want to put. So if you come here, you can custom the color. You can custom the color here by putting the field, maybe red, or you color the borders or the font alone. If you use the font, that kuna color here, you can select yellow, any color, or red, then you click OK. So, but now you can see that one will not be able to see the values itself. So it is good to use the red text. So when you use the red text, you'll be able to see the repeated one. So we can see we have 2880 here, and also we have 2880. So even if I write 2880 down here, it will be colored. 2880, it will be colored. So now you can see now our column has been automated. Whenever we write something which is the same, they will color. We write something which is the same, they will color. So to remove that conditional formatting, you select that again and then go back to the conditional formatting and then say clear rules. Clear rule from this selected cells. Clear rule from this selected cells. We use that one and you will color. So that when you can even use again if you want smaller or less than, but that one is very easy, whatever you want to know, but maybe nasema easy, but tujaifanya hiyo ya basic. You can try that. Come to the related rule, less than. we use the less than, the one which is less than, yeah, you can see it is less than 1.5 million. They will color. Also, you put light text, which is just light text. So you can see they will color everything, which is depending with your criteria, depending with your criteria. Control undo. So now that is when you use the conditional formatting without using a formula, So if we use the formula, to automate this, how do we do it with the formula? We can choose a formula which, in this formula, in a formula, there is I want which you, the way to report my color is, so you can color the specific column, and the another one also which you can color the entire row. For example, I want to color the resin. So I will use the formula. How? You select this. Once you select this, go to the conditional formatting. Then from the conditional formatting, use new rule. So from the new rule, we go to the formula. Use the formula, determine which cells to format. So if I use that, we'll come here and then format the values where this formula is true. So I put my to the copy first. Let's copy first these report stacker or auto carpets the cell. So let's copy this, put it here, and go back to this data. Select that data up to this point. Go to conditional new rule. Here from this new rule, put this cursor here. The cursor, you click, refer to the first column. Which is A2. So I will press A2 here, and you can see I have my A2. So we have the $2 sign in that formula. And if we have these $2 signs in the formula, what does that mean? It means that it was stationed to in that A2. And we don't want to be stationed in that A2. Now that's where now we remember the F4 formula or the F4 key. So you just press that F4, it will remove those $. So now we don't have the $ sign, it will remain stationed, and then to say equals to, you equate with your the criteria yenye tumecopy hapa, which is auto carpet. So we equate with that, and then so once you equate with that, we come to the format. And then we ask ourselves, what do we want? We want to format in which form? So we can fill also again. Let's fill the form. I don't like, if you can choose to fill the entire data, maybe by using the yellow. Then to click OK. Also click OK. You will find that your data has been colored. Whatever where there is auto carpets, they will be colored here. So you can see. So if you change the names here, let's see if I change the name to tarpaulins and then paste here, I will get all my tarpaulins being colored. So you can see now with the help of formula in conditional formatting, you can be able to maneuver this one. You don't need to just going back to there. So you will just automate it. So if you want resin, just copy this and then paste here. It's not picking. Is it Enter? Control C. Paste. Yeah, you can see now it's working. But as much as we are doing this Excel, we don't want to be having a lot of work like coming here, copy this, paste here, copy this, paste here. No, we are trying to make it to look more easy. So instead of using Control C to copy, you can prepare a drop-down list here. How do we prepare the drop-down list? How do we prepare the drop-down list?
I'm listening.
Yes, how do we prepare the drop-down list?
I'm saying I'm following.
So example of drop-down list, you find that when filing some of the returned, those Excel, they carry Excel files. If you try to put something, they will say you are putting valid value, right? Or they will have the list there. You just need to select the list. You just need to select the list. So then now we introduce that is the drop-down list. Drop-down list, it is the data validation. Data validation. Data validation. Data validation. So seen as Stephen has joined. So maybe I can repeat this for conditional formatting. Stephen, we have done tumeshaenda mbali, but it is better. Yes.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Maybe I came in late. I'm sorry, but I'll catch up.
Better late than never. Still.
Yeah.
I'm saying it's better late than never.
Yeah. It's better late than never.
So let me clear whatever it is there as a conditional formatting. Select that.
Okay.
Clear the conditional formatting. So we were doing the conditional formatting. We have done the introduction. Now we are doing the conditional formatting, and we said for conditional formatting, we used to color the certain item you are looking, or the certain value you are looking, or if it is the repeated data, you can choose the conditional formatting to color. So we said for when using applying the formula for conditional formatting and you want only to color the specific column, you don't want to color the entire data, you select that specific column, and then you go to conditional formatting, new rule. From that new rule, you go to the use a formula to determine which cells to format. From there, click that, put the cursor in this empty per year, and then you will refer to this I4. Then you realize there is a $2 signs inside that reference, which mean the dollars, which mean it will stay constant there. It will be constant. So we don't want that dollar sign. We use the F4 to remove the dollar sign. So I will press F4 and then use equal signs also to equate with this, and come here for format. You come here for format, and you can select the color. Let's use the yellow or use a green, and then click OK. Click OK. So you will find that that one is not working. We have to start with the first one. We have to start with the first one because tapolin iko katikati, so it will not work. So first again, we have to clear whatever it is here, so that it will be contaminated. So you have to start with the first one. If you start with the one which is iko middle, utapata ita pick. So select that again. Go back to conditional formatting, new rule, use a formula, put cursor here, wait with this, remove that F4, dollar with F4 equals with this, then go to format, put the color, click OK, click OK. So it will color, but I not seeing it is working. Maybe because Excel, that is now the challenge of conditional formatting. Whenever you have just apply one, utapata itakuwa each and every time itakuwa contaminated. So we copy this. Let's use a new worksheet. Control C, Control V to paste. equals to this. That one we don't need to lock to that one to be so that one will be stationed. Don't lock that and then go to the format, go to the color. Okay. Okay, so you'll find that the auto carpets will be colored here. So we said we don't want to be copying this Control C pasting here. We want to prepare a drop-down list. So how do we prepare the drop-down list? You put the cursor here, go to data, go to data, go to data up here. If you press that data, you will find there is a data validation here. So you press that data validation again, then you will get this small pop-up window. From this pop-up window, here you can put so many criteria. So you can come here and then say list. From here, put the source. So that your source is this list. So what do you do? Select this one as your source. Select that one as your source, and then you press OK. So if you press OK, you will find that there is a drop-down list here. So there is that drop-down list here, which now you can select whatever you want. Maybe PVC plain sheet. If I press PVC plain sheet, you can see what is happening to my data. If I come here and press another one, Rexin, you can see what is happening to my data. Especially if you are, maybe you are in a front office and most people coming in asking for the price of a certain product. So if you just press that one, they will be able to color and you will be able to find the price of that product. Now that was just coloring the column. What about if you want to color the entire row? What about if you want to color the entire row? We will clear whatever it is inside here. So I will select this, go back to home, the conditional formatting. Then I will say clear rules from these selected cells. I will clear whatever it is there. Then now, in this case, we will not select just the column alone. We will select the entire data, but exclude the heading. So tutakuja hapa entire data here, come to this data, and then go to the conditional. Then from the conditional, new rule again, use a formula. Come here, put the cursor here, refer to the first one, which is this one. And then this one now, we need the dollar, remove the dollar sign again. Let equate with this. Then put the format. Okay. This one is now repeating. So we want to, this one we will start with the dollar signs. We start with the dollar signs. Let me clear this. Let me select auto carpets here. Wait with that. Make sure that you start with the dollar signs. So I'll press start with the dollar signs and then linked with this. Then format with that. So you can see we have now so if you start with the dollar sign, it will color the entire row. So if I come here again, select another product, resin, so I'll be able to see they have color all the entire data. Use tarpaulin and be able to color the entire data. So that is the use of a conditional formatting. You can choose to color, but that is not the limited. We have so many functions of conditional formatting. You can use even the traffic lights. Maybe you are using that one now will come when we use financial modeling. We will use the traffic lights to check whether if it is increasing or decreasing, that will have the traffic lights. You can see in our new rules here, we have so we have the traffic lights which we will use. You will see that one when it comes to the financial modeling to Kimaliza Maliza. We will see how to use the traffic. Any questions up to that point? So make sure at least this class you apply it to Fundisha, make sure that you are applying. Try to apply it on a daily basis, that you will master it. But now if you learn and then you go again, doing your work now manually again, you will find that you will start forgetting this. So that was if you look at the first level, we have done to the shortcut keys, the conditional formatting.
Gilbert.
Yes.
I wanted to know if currently I'm not accessible to bulk data, would you provide me with some bulk data so that I can work on?
Yes. So with the video and the email, with here your email.
Okay.
This data, so there are so many data.
That's okay.
So I don't want to go to, so in this, let me share, because me, I like teaching following our content. So you can see we have done to that first part, the conditional formatting and the shortcut keys. So we have this data presentation with charts, which I don't normally do this because this what we will use it when using the pivot data. The pivot data will be able to give us how to use the charts and all that. We have done this relative and absolute reference. That is F4, it is for relative and absolute reference. Then now we want to look at the advanced filter, the subtotal. We want to look at the advanced filter and subtotal. Let's go back to this data. So maybe I can just remove whatever is here as a conditional formatting. Select that, go to data, clear the rule from the selected cells. So now we have removed the conditional there. Remember, data validation is not only for the list. It's not only when using the list. Unaweza tumia hata to protect your sheet so that if anyone want to put the value which is not here or something which is not should not be here, then they will prevent it. So you can use that one. So maybe ndio nisisahau, maybe for example, you can format this one so that nobody can put less than a negative value here. So you can select that, go to data. Before we look at advanced filter, go to data validation. Then from the data validation, you can come here and say you want a whole number. So say you want a whole number, so that if anybody put maybe from this whole number, it is from
Gilbert.
Excuse me.
Gilbert.
Yes.
You've not presented the Excel page. You're still presenting the cost.
Yeah, cost outline.
I'm still on the course outline.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, whatever is displayed was the course outline.
So are you able to see the Excel now?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I was saying, using the data validation, it is not only again just by getting the drop-down list, but you can restrict your data so that you can't, nobody can put another value. The like for KRA forms, you try to put a small, they say it is not allowed. If you try to put certain value, it is not allowed. So they use the data validation to do that. So you can select this, go to data. From data, we have the data validation. Yeah. and then come here, use the whole number. Put the whole number, maybe the maximum is from 0 to 5 million. 0.6. That so whatever you put here, you can put the message so that you'll say error. So instead of displaying another message, just put another message or any message you want to display and put there, and then click OK. So whatever, let's try to put a -1. You can see whatever it is telling us. This value does not match the data validation restriction defined for these cells. So it is good also to use that one, because you find that maybe you are working with a lot of data and then typing it, you find that there will be errors, typing 0, negative. So you can use that data validation to restrict your data. If you put 6 million, what happened to 6 million? That 600,000, 6 million. Also, it will not allowed because our range, it is from 0 to 5 million. 5 million. So that data validation, that is the data validation. Now we want to use now to introduce advanced filter. Advanced filter. Advanced filter. Advanced filter. Stephen, you normally, how do you filter your data?
Just the normal selection of from the header, and then you click where is this thing, you click on filter. I think it's home, and then
Go to the filter.
yeah, filter button. Oh.
At whatever you're filtering here, you to update, then get your data here, right?
Yes.
Then you want again here, just tap here again, say less than or equal to. You can see that is a long way, right? At the end of it, you will get the results, but now that it is not the reason of learning Excel is that we try to reduce the workload as much as possible. So that is not bad again, but you also need to know the use of advanced filter, especially if you are doing analysis here. If you are doing analysis of, you want to know how many tupolines did we solve last time, and you want to copy that one in a certain space here. You want to copy in a certain space here without using that one. Control filter the normal way, and then to undo this one, undo that one. So that one will take a lot of time. So what you only need to know is to copy the headings for advanced filter. Copy the headings, then paste the heading here. Make sure that the heading, it is the same. The same. If it is not the same, it will not work. Not work. And then we want maybe tupoline. I will copy tupoline, paste tupoline here. So this is my criteria. I want to filter this item. I want to filter this item. So what do I need to do? You leave the cursor inside your data. Leave the cursor inside your data, and then use this advanced. This is advanced option for filtering using the complex criteria. So I will click that. They will automatically select my data. You can see the dotted line. The dotted line, and then we have the criteria range here. Criteria range. So the criteria range is the one which we have copied. Select this from that up to that. So that is my criteria range. And then it will ask me, you want to copy in which location? So if you don't copy in another location, then you will find that they will filter in the same place, but we don't want to filter it in the same place. We want to filter it in another location. So I will come here. copy to another location. And then here now we are copy to, put your cursor here. Then you want to copy to maybe M6 there. So you click that M6 and then click OK. You can also copy the unique records only. If you say unique records only, they will not copy the duplicates. So click OK. Find that my Tapolin be pasted. The only limitation with this, cannot change the value. Exactly another one. So that one now we introduce the filter function, which my laptop I'm using here do not support that one because this is not the 365 Microsoft. So there is another one which we will reach there. We will use that one because 365 support the filter function. So you can see now I have my all tapolins. Maybe now these tapolins, I can see now all these are the tapolin, but now I want the tapolin with the less than or with a more than, I don't want tapolin less than a million, the gross amount. So again, I will use the same criteria here, come here, put the criteria here. Another criteria is the gross amount. You copy the gross amount, paste the gross amount here. That this gross amount, you want something which is less than a million. Greater than a million. Your signs is greater than less than.
Greater.
Greater than a million, yeah. So I will come again here, put my cursor here, go to the data validation. I will change my criteria here now. So backspace that, then your entire criteria will be this one. Then copy to another location, space this location. Yeah. And see, they will filter only more than a million. That is how to use an advanced filter. You can't use so many criteria. You can put so many criteria here and they will work. So you can see that one. It is good when using when doing data analysis.
Excuse me, I have a question.
Yes, Steven.
Yeah. So now using that criteria that we have chosen, the item description, tambolins, huh? Can we use a drop down list such that when you select an item, then automatically what we have done with using advanced filter, and it's reflected through these extrapolations that we done
So
here
that's
using the advanced.
say there is a limitation. You see these Excel formulas, there is an advantage and also there is a limitation. So the limitation of this advanced filter is that you cannot do the drop down list here. Because if you change,
Okay.
let's try to copy this. If we change this one, you can see nothing is changing here, right?
Sure. Yeah.
That is the only challenge. So in this case, which means we are even leaving again this one. We no longer use the advanced filter again, but we use the filter function. We have the filter function alone.
Okay.
Which now can enable you to do that. If you change the value here, it will do this. If you change the value, but this filter function it is not available in any Microsoft Excel. It is only with the 365.
Exactly.
Yes, 365 and the Google Sheet. The Google Sheet. If you go to the Google Sheet, you will find the filter function. For now, I'm using 2016 version. Let's try equals filter. Oh, it is there. So they have already introduced it. They have already introduced the filter function here. So it was not there. It was not there before. It was back to 2021, 2022. The filter function, it was not here. It was only available in 365 and the Google Sheet. So it is now available. So you can use that one now to automate. You can use that filter function to automate. So let's try to do that. We see with the filter function. So maybe you can try with your keyboard, your Excel, to check whether that filter function it is there. Because the filter function in finance, it is very important because we always work with filtering data there and here. So equals filter. Can I use let's use this one? Post the filter.
Then you just clear whatever you have done here, and then you just begin.
Yes.
I'm saying, why don't you just clear this whatever data you already have here about Apollines, and then you just begin. Yeah, that way.